Because I'm gonna tell you something, because you made a point about if you run into the guy and it's really, really good, what do you do on the next one? You know, what if it's gonna always probably pique your interest to get more and more and more. You're gonna run into another dude that's better than the first guy, and then what do? You can't keep chasing that sexual fantasy or that sexual niche or whatever. You have to pursue relationships with a purpose. It's the best way to do it. I'm not trying to preach to y'all. I'm just saying do it with a purpose, and therefore there's no body count women that you leaving out in the road, and then you don't get into a situation where you feel obligated. Because as a man, sometimes you have sex with women and then now they get clingy, but then you feel bad because you're like, dang, I'm really not looking for that, but I shouldn't have done that. She is kind of a good girl, but then I don't, and then you linger out that relationship when she could have been with somebody that really wanted to be with her. So I think that's why it's so important for people to wait.
Yeah.
What I would say to that, at least for me, and I do think maybe it could be very well the case that I'm a little bit of an outlier in the way I move. If I sleep with a girl, like I've already kind of made the determination that I am open to a long-term relationship. Like I'm never gonna just sleep with a girl without having look, it could very well be the case that we continue dating for 3 months and it doesn't work out, like is the case with any relationship. But I'm already going in with the intention of, if I'm gonna sleep with this girl, then I do want to pursue a long-term relationship.
But why are these relationships not working out? And I bet you,
I'm autistic.
no. I bet you $1 million that it was something at but it was something at the beginning that showed you that this is probably not going to be long term, or maybe she really isn't what I want, and then you have sex and you overlook it and you
blame
make
it all on feminism.
Yeah,
it's feminism's fault. If it wasn't for feminism, we'd be good. We'd be good. Honestly, though, I'm kind of like just a walking red flag. I've got a dating podcast. I'm a male with a podcast. Have you heard about this? Males with podcasts. We shouldn't be giving microphones and headsets to men. No, I don't know. Honestly, I'm just. Well, you probably don't want to know my take on marriage. So that's probably the other thing.
For you saying that, meaning that I think you're not favorable to marriage.
Oh.
Because of the risk factors.
Yeah, and look, I don't have anything wrong when it comes to marriage from a religious perspective. I'm not like fervently like anti-marriage in the sense that I'm openly like I try to think I'm a pretty reasonable person, but I'm not like antagonistic with it. I've looked at the risk factors like you said, and me personally, I don't want to get married. That I think could be for some women kind of I don't know. Now but here's the thing: like I could have a long-term monogamous relationship with a woman, life partner.
No, but you always have an out. You always have an out. You don't have to make an ultimate commitment. You don't.
Yeah, that's the thing. Without marriage, like
people get divorced all the time, though.
Go.
You can.
What is it?
So in marriage, you can just go too. You just financially fuck yourself in the process.
Some money.
Right.
But you get married to stay.
Yeah,
really?
So
you know?
Is
that's
how marriage works?
Lasts forever.
Don't you think you're limiting your pool?
Get married.
You're limiting your pool because you're not. I mean, most women, it sounds like you want a self-respecting woman, like high value, all these things. Don't you think most of those women would want to be married? Mm-hmm. So you're limiting.
I
your
want
pool.
A woman who realizes. I want a woman who realizes that in this current social climate, in this in this social climate, when it comes to the court system, we don't need to get the state involved in our relationship.
But the truly,
I love you, you love me. We don't need the state.
I agree.
But the truly feminine would want, like the nature of femininity would want that protection.
The nature.
Don't you think? And I feel like you want a feminine girl.
I do like feminine women, but I don't need. I'm protecting us from the state, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
That's very true.
I'll tell you this: as a married man, that one of the greatest things I ever did in my life was get married. I have been more productive. I've had more peace. I mean, it is the greatest decision a man can ever make. It's the biggest and greatest investment that you make in the rest of your life. Now, if you're a man with integrity and you're ready and you do your homework and you're willing to pursue even when it gets tough, you get married and you make a commitment for life. Me and my wife are committed for life. Us getting a divorce is not in the equation. And I think because both of us are both mature enough and willing to work through it. It's not perfect. Sometimes we argue, sometimes she get on my nerves. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you don't quit and give up because she got on my nerves one day. We made a commitment before God. We made a commitment and it's on record. And it wouldn't behoove me to not put my best effort into it because I got a lot on the line. When you have skin in the game, you're more willing to do more in a relationship than you are if you don't have skin in the game and you could just walk away at any time.
But given how frequently there's divorce, it's not clear to me that marriage precludes people from, because divorce exists.
Well, you need to look at divorce in segmentation, right? What people are you talking about? Are you talking about people who come together that are equally yoked? Are you talking about people who are Christians? Are you talking about people who get married young? Are you talking about people who get married old? People getting married with children involved? Yeah, there's so many different variations that may not even pertain to somebody like you. Sure. You may not be in the realm of the divorce. There's a lot of people that get divorced for a lot of reasons. That may not be your reason.
I think I'm the guy, to be honest, I've thought about this, and this is kind of, I don't know if this is almost like morbidly sad or whatever. I feel like if I were to get married, I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of the dude that gets divorced. Like I'm the type of dude, I'm just, look, and it's like brutal self-assessment and self-reflection. I just feel as if, like, not all of us can be Brandon Tatum. Like, you're like, cause I'm kind of like the class clown guy. You're like, you're masculine. You're tall. I mean, how tall are you?
6'2".
6'2". Okay, I'm 6'1". So
honestly, not going so far. My parents been in a relationship for 45 years. They just got married this year with 3 kids, and they have never divorced. Well, not divorced because they can't, but they were together. So I agree, you don't have to get married, but I don't know if you marry someone.
I just have this this, what's that, have you seen Minority Report with Tom Cruise? Yeah. What was it called? The things that could see the future, premonitions.
Yeah.
I have a premonition. If I were to get married, she's divorcing me. I don't know. I'm just
she's divorcing you.
She divorces me.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
What?
Women divorce
men.
The
reason that you're doing this,
I'm not going to divorce. I would never divorce.
The reason that you feel this way is because of the things that you read and self-talk.
Yeah, self-talk.
Because if you tell yourself this all the time, or you had negative experiences with women, and you carry that on, you're going to believe that in every relationship. What you have to do is that you have to start telling yourself a different story.
Stay positive.
You have to start telling yourself, I'm going to be married, I'm going to stay married, and you have to start looking forward to the woman that you're going to marry. Before I got married to my wife, every day, and people probably think I'm crazy, but I don't care, I manifested it. And the reason and how I manifested, because when I would fly on an airplane by myself, I would envision me and my wife traveling together. I would already think about what me and my wife were going to do.
You wanted
our children, and if you want it and you see it, you believe it in your heart, you pursue it, then you will pursue it with an open mind, and you'll pursue it with the idea that this is going to work for me. Women, like you say all the things about yourself, there's some women that love all of that. Some women don't like a guy like me. They like a guy like you. They like a guy that's funny, a guy that's a self-starter. All of the things that you have that are qualities, there's women out here that like that. If you were a nerdy guy with glasses on and you were geeky and you were into tech, some woman out there loved that guy.
I feel like that guy is more likely to get divorced than a guy like you.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
I don't know.
That's not true, because love is love, man. Some people love people that they resonate with.
Derek Manx one donated $99. Officer Tatum, glad to see you on here. Men with integrity like yourself will not accept the lifestyle of girls. It is sad to me to see the way society is moving. Ladies, think better of yourselves.
Yo, Derek, very good to see you back in the chat, man. Welcome back. Thank you so much for your message. Appreciate it. Also, I feel like, man, I really shouldn't have brought the conversation there of my own self-assessment of like, and perhaps I'm being a bit hyperbolic there. Like, is it plausible that I could marry a girl and not get divorced? Of course. I want to try to redirect my argumentation on this a little bit, though. When it comes to marriage, what, from the societal point of view, because there's often a talk about, and I 100% agree with this, the nuclear family, very important. It's the best way to raise children. But let's say if we were comparing a married couple to a non-married couple that's monogamous, that stays together for life and has children, on a societal impact level, I don't see the difference. Like, what benefit from a societal aspect does there to me there's no difference, and then on a relationship level, I don't really see the difference between I'm going to stay with this woman for the rest of my life partner, we're going to have kids, it's going to be monogamous, there's not going to be infidelity. I don't see the difference.
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, the reason why I put such high value on marriage is because of what I saw growing up with my mother and father, and how my father played. It was patriarchal. My mom stayed home.
Based? Wait.
It was patriarchal based. Yeah.
No. Like
patriarchy based.
I was based. Like okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, based. Yeah, got it. And now growing up, that's what I want from my particular family, and I think that
you want a patriarchal structure.
Yeah.
Cool. You don't need a marriage for that.
I think I do, because
maybe you do, but I'm saying I fail to see what the difference between a marriage and a committed monogamous life partner. Like, what is the difference? Aside from observing a traditional thing.
Because I want my children to see that we made a commitment through church, because I want to make sure.
Oh, so it's a religious component.
It's a religious component.
Remove religion from it, because again, when it comes to marriage, that's not just a religious thing.
No.
It's also the state's involvement.
I agree that the state is involved.
Because atheist people, or a-religious people, or agnostic people can also get married.
Yes, I know that. But I think that for me, God played a really central role in my upbringing, and I want my kids to be the same. And I think that a house that has God in it has less discussion, has less arguments, less. So that's why it's important for me.
But you can even not be married and still be religious. Like, you could be a Christian and be teaching your children Christian values, and even then not get married.
Well, no, but I mean, it's specifically.
Yes, I understand marriage is like yes, I get that. But
socially, I don't know. I mean, I think some people, there's some, like, people talk about taxes. I cannot give you an argument for why you should get married outside of the religious motivation.
Oh, okay. Then just
I mean, fair. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know that I'm not the voice of God.
I think it's really romantic that in front of all of your friends and family, you get up and claim each other, and then if you stick with it, it's like.
Well, it's almost, yes, it's.
You
very
haven't dreamed of your wedding day since you were a little boy?
No, that's. I think that's something women do, but
I know.
It's romantic and it's powerful.
It's
biblical. There's something
to
it.
But
it's really romantic. Hold on, let me just respond to that.
Okay.
Yes, it's really romantic that you can make this commitment in front of all your friends and family, and it's also very pathetic when that commitment means nothing when your wife goes and sees a divorce attorney and you end up getting divorced, and all your friends are like, wow, I was there to witness the vows that you said. I was there to see the words come out of your mouth. Till death do us part. Your words mean nothing. Good day, sir.
But why would I care about what anyone else?
I'm addressing her argument.
Okay.
I'm addressing her argument.
Okay.
I'm not like, fine, you can have your own thing. But she's saying, well, you get in front of all your friends and family, and then It's this
And they
commitment.
know about
Till
it.
death do us part. Your words have to mean something. And frankly, nowadays they don't, whether you're religious or not.
Maybe if you hate your last name.
Wait, what?
That's a reason, right?
No.
You hate your last name.
Yeah, but you can get
If you're the one.
legal name change.
I have something to respond to you, Brian. If I plan to get married, I'm going in, like he said, till death do us part. I'm going to
You
take
say
the word
that.
very
You
serious.
say
in
that.
Yeah.
You say that.
I
but,
do.
But how many
people... And I know
people...
that shit does happen, and shit might happen, and I'm hoping that it doesn't. But that's why we said we have very deep conversations, and very strong conversations about having kids, about our healthcare, what if one of us dies, and stuff like that.
Power of attorney.
Exactly.
Civil, no,
I know.
Civil power of attorney.
Exactly.
You can give it to your girlfriend.
I know. But what I'm saying is that I plan to go that seriously, and that's why we have talked
But
about
you've not made a compelling
Let me-
argument to convince me.
let
But
me
it's 'cause
jump in.
The thing is, Brian, you said that you're already going in with the narrative that someone's going to divorce you.
Because-
that's why you don't
sure.
take it as that. That's why you.
I think every guy should think that that's a risk.
It's a gamble. Marriage
Yeah, but
is a gamble.
it's a worthy investment. It's a worthy risk. You say, what is the benefit if it goes well? It's the greatest thing that you can ever do as a man, in my opinion, is to be married to one woman. It's incredibly important for a man to be stable, for a man to have to not focus on all of this other stuff. As a single man, it's very difficult. I remember when I was single, it was difficult, man. Is this woman eligible? This woman, I got to go on a date. I got to spend all this money because I'm paying for the dates. And so with my wife, it's just way different. I came out here. I'm going to the hotel, I'm going to eat breakfast, and I'm going home to my wife. I don't have to play no games. We ain't got to text back and forth. We don't need to do none. I mean, when I say text back and forth, meaning that, does she still like me? Do we like each other? It has created such an incredible value in my life. It's worth the investment. And just like with a contract, nobody in here would just go off of words, right? You know, you have to sign a contract even when we came here. There's a contract for certain things.
Sure. Marriage is
right, and you don't want to just go off of somebody's word. That's not enough. Somebody can say they love you, but are they willing to put skin in the game? I told my wife I love her and I want to be with her for the rest of my life. Okay, that's good. But I proved it to her by changing her last name. We're in a document that we're committed to, and also I made a vow before God. I'm telling her, I'm not just saying this, I'm willing to go all the way with it because that's what it takes to make a sure commitment. And I think that when you do that, you never look back in the what ifs. You will die doing what ifs. What if I started the podcast and it didn't succeed? Right? There's a possibility the podcast could not succeed and you could be out here just in debt and crying yourself to sleep every night. But the benefit of it actually succeeding far outweighs that risk factor in the beginning.
But so, I mean, you mentioned like all these things. You have your wife that you come home to and she's there. But I guess what I'm trying to bring it back to, like, I'm not advocating that men go and live these playboy lifestyles where they just run through women, they just sleep with women casually without any interest in pursuing something more serious or long term. That's not what I want. What I'm saying is that I could perfectly see myself having the things that you have, monogamy, long term, potentially children, right? I'm struggling to see when it comes to marriage because all those things that you kind of listed, I could have a monogamous, long-term, loving relationship with one woman my entire life without getting married.
Show me an example of that. Somebody that you know that has done that successfully.
I
you probably have
can't.
one.
I do.
One though.
But let me ask you.
No,
But
I have
how
more.
many do you have?
Brandon.
There's at least 6 in my family.
Okay,
that
6.
are
Okay,
married.
you got one. Everybody else, how many you know that's just in a monogamous relationship, a committed relationship, and they've been together, faithful to one another for a period of time, a long period of time?
My brother.
One, 6.
My coworkers.
One.
How many?
0.
And
0.
So I know a ton of people that's in successful, great marriages and they're happy. And I also know people that have been divorced.
Absolutely.
But more than likely, the commitment, the investment into it is more important, and I think it means a lot more to two people. You're gonna have a hard time getting a wife that's the one you want, that's okay with the up in the air stuff. Because you could just leave her at the drop of a dime. She want to know that you're committed too.
Facts.
And I'm not saying every woman is that way, but when you sign that paper, you got a lot to lose, my man. It's less likely for you to walk away.
Which is exactly why I shouldn't do it, though.
No, that's why you should do it.
But you said you have a lot to lose.
So you have skin in the game. You have skin in the game.
Yeah, but there's two people going into it. It's a contract. It's like it's a business. Now you're making it a business because you might want it to be like that. What if she says that she's like that too, and then later?
We already spoke about it.
Are you saying that marriage is two people staying together under threat of a lawsuit from the other?
No. I'm saying two people stand together out of love and commitment to one another, and they have all of these qualities and benefits even through the government of being married. And they have their name legally changed. Like my wife is legally, her last name is Tatum. She is a Tatum. It's not hypothetical. It's not like she put a hyphen on it. She is by law legally. Her driver's license, her passport says Tatum. She's officially a part of my family.
Right.
But here's the thing: there are women who will go through all those steps. They'll change their last name. There's the marriage certificate, etc., and divorce still happens. So, here's the thing: I feel like most people, when they get married, hold on.
Alvin Sam donated $99. I'll simplify it. Marriage is designed for traditional breadwinners and not working partners. But the reality is that both parties must be financially independent. So that defeats the purpose of marriage. Marriage is outdated. Abolish it.
It's a business now.
I don't think it's a business.
I mean, you're a businessman, right? You have a very successful YouTube channel. You're a content creator, and I'm sure, I've been doing content creation for 10 years. When you're in the content creation space, you do sponsorships, you're negotiating various contracts. Maybe you have people that work for you. So I'm sure you have, to some degree, and maybe you have an attorney, but I feel like we start getting a little adept when it comes to, you've reviewed contracts and stuff. And I mean, as a businessman, you never sign a contract with someone who's rewarded for breaking it. And I feel like in today's day and age, women are rewarded when they break the marriage contract financially.
That's what we're told. It's not just about money. If my wife were to leave me, it's more than money. She'll get some. She has. You got to think.
You're a Giga Chad. Brandon, you're a Giga Chad.
But no, she'll get 50%. Right now, she has 100%. That's a big difference.
Well, sure.
She has 100% right now. She get anything she wants. Anything I have is hers. All of it, 100%. She leaves, she only get 50%, and then she lose the connection. She lose the protection. Who do you think keep her safe? Who do you think makes sure she got a roof over her head?
This guy right here.
Who do you think is making sure that they got food? She ain't got to worry about nothing. And I know that that's not everybody, but ain't nobody gonna leave that. That's a net negative for her to leave me just to get money. It's not all about the money.
But would you also acknowledge that in today's day and age, with the economy as it is, most couples, they're probably not in the same situation as you. You're obviously incredibly successful. I would say, though, isn't it the case for most people, they need to rely on two incomes, right? So
I think that most people decide to live that way. I don't think they have to. I think people want to have two cars and they want to have all expensive stuff.
Lifestyle creep.
I think that lifestyle, you can make your lifestyle conducive for the woman to stay at home and the man to go to work. Hey, brother, get out there and work two jobs. Maybe work a night shift.
Yeah.
Bring home the money and the wife take care of the kids. Y'all don't have kids. It's okay for both of y'all to work if that's what you want.
Sure.
But people cannot make the excuse to say we just can't do it because of the modern economy. You can make it happen if you live within your means. And I think if that's what you want, you could do it.
Gotcha. We're going to move off of marriage here.